All right. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Uh, what? Okay. Kip's running. He's like, "Oh, you're talking to somebody? Okay, great." Yeah, one of those mornings. Um. Anyway, sorry again for missing yesterday. Man, that was like the worst headache ever. Yeah, probably has to do with what the boys have. Reese is feeling a little bit better. He had basically like a 103 fever all day yesterday. Today it was only 99 when we woke up, and now Asher's getting the symptoms. So pretty sure I have or have whatever. Don't necessarily have a fever, but pretty sure it's the same thing. So gotta love when the little kids bring stuff home, right? Always the most fun aspect of going to daycare. Anyway, we have had some, I'd say it's okay, movement. You're seeing the euro popping a little bit right now. It's down to 89 in the last 24 hours, but it is popping in the last 60 minutes, and that probably has to do with, further rate hikes will help bring inflation back to our target. Again, statements like that are typically pretty bullish, and again, that's why you're seeing the bullish movement over here. So makes sense. Um, Audio is going in and out. It shouldn't be. Um, Let me see here. Hold on. Uh, Check it. Um, oh, not that one. Properties. No, that one's good there. Let me check one other spot. Let me see. No, I mean it's all the same settings. Unless it was noise canceling, maybe. I don't know. Could be noise canceling. Could be. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll try the best we can with it. It's Friday. I don't know. Um, all right. So yeah, obviously very, very bullish comment. You gotta love that kind of stuff. Besides that, the day that we had this morning, pound not as good as expected, right? It was expected to be again not good, but minus zero point 0.3 came in at minus zero point 0.5, so worse than expected. Again, you're seeing the pound dollar down 72. Euro pound, you actually are seeing a little bit of strength, but I wouldn't be surprised if that kicks back in a little bit. And then the pound yen down 56. So not the way you typically want to end out for Friday if you're living in the UK. CAD data, good, strong CAD data. They're expecting to hire 15,000. It was 150,000, showing that the labor market is still being very resilient across the globe. Well, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, right? Or at least in North America, right? And you're seeing the dollar CAD down just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. And then the unemployment rate also went down a little bit, showing that, hey, listen, their interest rate rises have not affected their country that much either. Um, Yeah, not bad. Now at 10 o'clock, we do get University of Michigan consumer sentiment. It's supposed to be 65. It was 64.9 before, and then as well as the inflation expectations. So we'll see where that one comes in at. Again, that could, potentially, sour the market for today, but I think overall we should probably just follow the same trajectory. Definitely been some comments, right? Russia plans to cut oil output in March, um, to improve the market situation. Whether that's right or wrong, again, it depends what you're looking at. Um, BOJ, they supposedly have tapped the next governor, which is big, right? That's been coming out in the last 6 hours. And let's see what else we got here. Hypothetical scenarios. Russia did not consult with OPEC Plus on its oil output, right? Now, this is a very interesting article. I don't necessarily believe this, actually. I'm going to kind of call BS on it. It says Russia did not care. I'll click it just so you guys can see it. I saw this earlier. It said they did not consult with OPEC Plus group, of leading oil producers on a decision to reduce oil production by 500,000 barrels per day in March, right? A Russian government source said on Friday. 2 other OPEC sources have also confirmed this. So, question is, okay, they have a lot of control over OPEC Plus, right? Are they being 100% clear with this one? I don't think so. I think there's more to it. Again, the oil market with the price caps and everything like that, definitely strained. I don't actually believe that this has anything to do with stabilizing the price. I think this has to do with the reduced need, right? The reduced need because of the caps. Because they're like, yeah, we're just not going to sell it to you. You're going to buy it over this or you're not. So this is a way for them to not have surpluses that actually surge, right? To basically show that you can cap us and we'll just not sell it to you and whatever. So I guess part of it is price, but only on the flip side. Again, being able to say, listen, we're cutting production, right? Because everybody knows it's their cash cow. I mean, it's what the U.S. was like, nah, don't buy their thing. We don't want to fund their, them cutting themselves, right? Is kind of a way for them to say that, listen, we don't need the money, right? We're doing just fine. So I think there's more to it than I think it's more of a political play, right? 2 hours is pure manipulation, verified sources. So again, I think Russia is playing some games, but supposedly that there is cuts coming in. But as far as not telling your neighbors, I don't believe that they're not going to jeopardize anything with the Middle East whatsoever. But I believe this wholeheartedly has to do with them basically saying, yeah, we're not, great. We don't need we don't need that bad. Russia, oil is not the only thing that's funding us, right? We're not in a bad situation. So the question is, who are they lying to, right? Us or them? It's kind of where it goes. So, I love this. China welcomes U.S. Treasury Secretary's willingness to visit China. I love it. She slammed China the other day, but she's like, yeah, but I want to go visit, right? So that's kind of funny. And of course they welcome them in, right? Why would they do anything that's, they're sending balloons over, right? Sending spy balloons. Of course you could come visit us. We're not a hostile country, right? Come on. It's all right. Of course. Yeah, there was an article yesterday that I saw, actually last night I saw, talking about how the balloons is part of a new strategy to kind of dominate the near space kind of thing, right? That it's a jockeying is supposedly what it is. But anyway, we'll see. So with that, I mean, obviously there's nothing tomorrow, nothing Sunday, and then on Monday morning we start kicking off early with CPI in the Swiss. So we'll see where it goes. Overall, right now, obviously VIX crept up yesterday, and then again in the overnights actually continued to go up. Right now, everything is in the red, and again, I don't think this is. I think the market is finally trying to price in the continued rate rise, which again, it's not anything surprising, right? We kind of knew that before. Yeah, so I'm not surprised. I think it's it kind of makes sense. Question is, will we get some type of end of day rally out of it? Now, as far as what the dollar's doing, the dollar, it's kind of chopping back and forth. We had this big push down, and again, yesterday morning, again, we saw this big push down, and that was really the bottom, right? The 9:30 open yesterday was kind of it. And you can see the prices came back, and they, again, didn't really slow down. They, again, what this pattern is. This is that Harry Potter trade, right? The drop base pullback and all the way down. And then it did what it should have done. It based here again and then kind of went back up. Had a little bit of a gap, and 50 didn't do much. 61 did a little bit, but then kind of broke higher. And we kind of knew this was an area where we were seeing selling anyway, this 103.50. And now we're kind of bouncing around. So, right now, is the dollar really? Is it going strong? It's hard to say because we had this big drop at 2 o'clock down, and then had immediate reversal at 3. And then since that's 3 o'clock time, we kind of gone up, down, up, down. Overall, the U.S. session tends to bring more strength in. So, eh. I think where we're at right now, this 103.50, although we've kind of peaked above it just a little bit to 103.55, it's moved a little bit, but I think there's going to be some sellers up there, right? I really do think there's going to be some sellers up there. They've been there before. Is it the best selling opportunity? Nah, but I think we see a little bit of a rally up and then kind of a push back down again. A lot of it's going to depend on what the sentiment actually is, right? Yeah, yeah, it's all right. Eh, I don't know. I think it's going a little bit more, but we'll see. I think sentiment's going to make a difference, and we'll see in 15 minutes. But I wouldn't be surprised actually if it starts to tear down a little bit. I think the sentiment's going to be good, and I think that'll bring some weakness back into the market. So again, there's a little, if you look at this, there is a little Harry Potter trade here, right? You can look at this and be like, yeah, right there. If it goes below that, look at that nice little racetrack. It's a small area of risk. Yeah. So I mean, that could work, but again, we're not trading the dollar. You're seeing, indices all in the red, commodities all in the green, oil back up to almost $80. And natural gas, we're not going to hit 2 today. Again, it's up 2%. Did I expect Russia to be like, yep, we're going to start holding? No, I didn't. So it was not a planned thing. Gold's up just a little tiny bit. Silver also up a little tiny bit. And again, I think this has to do with the confidence. And again, these both may be shorts from this area. And let's divert them the currency. So Aussie dollar yesterday, right? We kind of see this peak up here. It was yesterday morning at 9 a.m. Right? So we could run this all the way up, and it doesn't really matter. Kind of use the 61.8. It was an area down here where we saw buyers coming in. Did a little bounce off to 50, and people would have gotten really concerned, like, oh yeah, good, nice reversal, right through. And then the 61.8 is kind of where it, the tier came from. So, European session sent this straight down, and then 8 o'clock this morning sent it right back up again. So it kind of looks a lot like the dollar. There's not really much trend. We're sitting, and again, look at this, kind of clear up and down, but now we're kind of stuck right in this middle area right here. And this is that kind of no man's land that we talk about, being in that middle 33%. So, it doesn't provide opportunity. Not as much as we typically like, especially on like a Friday. I think if you were looking for a trade, this is where the trade was this morning at 8 o'clock. Would have been where it was. And I guess there's a little bit of zone. Yeah, there's a little bit of a zone there. I guess you could have taken too. On the top side. Yeah, it's kind of like 3:34 o'clock, so not the best one. But right now, I would say that these are probably the two areas where we're seeing probably some bouncing back and forth today, right? I think this is probably where your buyers and sellers are for the day. The range of it is not horrible. I mean, it's 40 pips, but we're sitting smack in the middle of it right now. So there's no buyers, no sellers, really no trade right now that we can take. But I think we'll probably trend back and forth. I'd like to see if we can maintain and stay, like if we just don't grind and just kind of stay in one of these levels, if we kind of stay in the middle, either of these two could be Sunday night positions. So just kind of keep that on your radar as well. But right now, I expect this to go right down the middle of this channel. And, it is what it is. All right, so let's delete some of this stuff off. So let's take these fibs off just to make it a little more clear. There you go. You can see we had this craziness candle on yesterday. If we just continue this across, you can see that all it did was kind of tear back down again. Straight up, bing, bing, and then just pushed all the way back down. So this level here, the 9080, we talked about being a target or potentially used for news. It had already been hit through twice. You can see it didn't really matter at all in the third one. And we went all the way down, and again, here's that level that, again, I'm just continuing it. We knew that there was buyers stepping in there. This 90-50 range right in there. And it went down to 90.23, but we knew that we had a hiccup down here. And actually, I don't know why I marked it that big. It should have been there, right there. I'm not sure why I had that whole area, probably from a higher time frame. Actually, yeah, right there is fine. Yeah, there's the bottom. So, and there you can see what the bounce is off of it. So the trade's already out. Again, this is a 3 o'clock European open base trade. Your 3 o'clock candle's right there. This one is over. 1, 2, and 3 is sitting right there. So you can see it's already out. What is that? What are you doing? No. What are you? Bob. Man, he's like anything that's not nailed down, he's grabbing it. So, but right now it looks very, very similar to the Aussie dollar. Again, we know we have buyers down below. Again, we've already hit them this morning. We know we got sellers up top. It's got a chunk through a small area right here. I'd say right now it probably tears back a little bit. It's going to get some help from the yen. But overall, are we in a great zone? I mean, there was a flat line here and it dropped down, but unfortunately we pushed it to the brink. So can't use that one. I would say, the best opportunity is probably, whoops, not what I wanted to do. I wanted to move this little guy right there. 91.43-ish, right? So, but we got some room to run. Unfortunately, the trade's already happened this morning. You're 60 pips up, 60 pips down. You're smack dead in the middle between the two zones. So, yeah, take it for what it's worth. Euro dollar. So euro dollar yesterday, you can see we came up and peaked. We were talking about an area pushing through. It ended up going just a little bit higher. It ended up using this zone, which is not my favorite. Again, this zone was really, 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 really choppy, and that's what it banged off of. We were looking for something up a little bit higher. And again, we kind of drew this to explain what this would look like. You can see it kind of hicked up off of here. Let's pull these off now. These are all out. Did we hit that one? We did. There we go. Let's see. I'm wondering this is gonna get us in something. Yeah, probably. What? What do you want, Weiner? Oh, you want sisters play? Okay, you can have sisters play. Here. Being required to do math here, just so you guys know. It's exciting. I don't know how to change that. Here you go. Here's Peppa. There's some Peppa. There's some Peppa. There we go. All right, sorry about that. I was trying to get into play, and then no, I had to walk. I had to turn around in time. Sorry, I was getting the kid the tablet, and there was like a kid privacy thing set on there, but it wouldn't let me type anything in for Kip to watch. So he was gonna make a lot of noise. He was doing his like so he's about to get really angry. So I just grabbed the tablet real quick. I was talking, but unfortunately the noise canceling canceled me. I was a little bit too far away from the microphone, so it counted me as background noise. Yeah, no, I was far away. I was only a couple feet away, but yeah, the noise canceling software. If I don't have like a certain decibel rate, it counts me as background noise. So that's what it was. Yeah, no, I turned around to get him because he was getting all pissy. You guys couldn't hear him because, like I said, the noise canceling works. You guys can't hear a lot of the noise that he makes, but he makes a lot of noise. Like if there was no noise canceling at all, it's quite loud. It's quite loud. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's quite frustrating. It can be quite frustrating when there's like lots of noise and I'm like trying to do analysis. So yeah. Anyway, euro dollar. So if we draw that last high to low again, this is a nice little bounce off this level. It was a one candle bottom. Not the most ideal. We typically like to see a little bit more wick in there. It's only 13 pips though, so it was good as far as that goes. The big question is, can we get through this little hiccup, right? So if you take the overnight, and I say overnight, but basically yesterday morning till this morning there, it's an easy high to low fib draw, and you can see that there was a nice drop, a little tiny bit of a pullback, and then another push back down again. It is sitting right around the 23.6, so that makes it always a little bit scary. You're like, oh god, people are going to be shorting, which they will, right? And all this is a trend continuation from this morning. So we know that we had the big hit down here, which is nice, right? It's hitting it right now. It's like, oh god, is that profit? Unfortunately, that's not a 1 to 3. So you got to look at that and be like, man, it just happened to line up that it's a 23. Will we continue to see dollar strength coming in? We know why it's turning is because the European comments. So this is one of those hard ones where it's like, oh God, do we want to go with the trend, against the trend, trend continuation? Makes it hard, right? And this is one of those ones if you're just not sure, it's like kind of which one do I take? Which one would you do? Well, it's Friday morning. You guys know my opinion on Friday morning, right? Typically, you like to be out of a trade now, not entering a trade right now. So, yeah, I don't love it, but it's literally one of those ones where it's almost kind of a crapshoot. You can take it in either direction, really. I mean, I like the small risk of the 23.6 of the continuation to the downside with a dollar, and a lot of that may come into again what we see with news, right? The consumer confidence number. So it may be rallying up now because of the euro, and again, it's not the first time we've hit this level. It's not the first time, so I would say I like the short on this one better than the long. But ideally, I mean, in this one, you could have taken this one, got into it here at 7:30, and now that we're coming up in news, again, bank 20 pips on there, and then just get yourself out, right? Um, what here? What are you doing now? This is how we get hurt. He's now standing on like a little box. This is the problem. Like we want him to walk forever. Now that he walks, now it's like I'm gonna stand on this box. I can't get off the box, but I'm gonna stand on it, right? So yeah, he's gonna fall. You're gonna hear some crying. But anyway, yeah, I do like the short better than the long, but we are going to news, so just be aware of that one. The euro pound. So we talked about this one going down, and we were talking about run up because we want to take this one short. So it didn't run up; it continued to deteriorate yesterday. And had we been here yesterday, we would have talked about this. Um, you know, late last night, or actually 11 o'clock yesterday, 10:30 was the bottom yesterday. This is an easy level of basing, and you're like, oh, from there where the low is, that just happens to be a 23.6 also, right? Level of basing, nice strong push out of there. We like that one. Again, we already had a Harry Potter trade there that we were looking for. With the kind of bouncing around here for news, you had to look at that one. And again, we talked about being down. It did. It just, the price was down here, not up here. So it didn't do a slow grind over 2 days. It just went down here. So, and again, it was a very quick push to the downside. So, again, same trade setup, but it's the thing I said. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what it's going to do, but we're looking to get short from that news release. And again, very very fast response out of it. The risk level on it, again, very easy. And again, this is overlapping strategies. People are going to look in there and look at this. Literally right before the news, it shot right up into that zone. You're like, oh yeah, this is what we like. You're sitting there at about 8 pips worth of risk right beforehand. And again, it was already confirmed. So it's like, there's your confirmation with the news. Not only do we have a supply zone, but we also have the 23.6ers getting in there to help us out. And the immediate response from that one was quite quick. We're now 44 pips in profit. So again, nice little trade. We were already talking for a short from that level. So, and again, once we saw the base here, you're like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, it was definitely one we were looking for. So again, this is, you can see it's well beyond, it's out. So nice little trade there. Let's take that one off. I'll leave that one now. We'll just leave that. Let's see. Let's just clean this up. Get it ready for next week. That one up there. I think that's probably a decent target right there. Just because, again, we broke through, used it. So I think 88.07 is probably a good target. How much room we got today? 24, yeah. We have to be able to get down there. Yeah, I don't think I take a reversal off that. We're gonna run out of time today. That European session is gonna end soon, but potentially for next week. Again, we know the pound data was bad. We know that the euro is talking about raising more. So, yeah, I'd say watch this one. It's Monday morning. I'm sorry, Tuesday morning. Yeah, yeah. We'll see what it does over the weekend, right? Maybe we get a little bit of a pullback and come around, but Tuesday morning, if we can get down to that 88.07, then yeah, I could definitely be swayed to take that short. But we got a lot more areas to be looking at, right? Let's see if this comes down. Oh, we need it all the way down there. Yeah. Yeah, that's more of a Tuesday. We'll see. We'll come back to that one. Again, I'm assuming it probably starts to take up a little bit as profit taking comes in to close out the week for the euro. Let's see. Euro again. I mean, here's the fibs we had from Wednesday. There's your touch yesterday at 11 o'clock. Or no, not 11. Right? That's 8:30, 9 o'clock. So yeah, you guys attended the 141.50. Yeah, there you go. 141.51.4. So there you go. There's your trade. Now we've actually pushed a little bit lower, right? And again, we went through this would have been a target to the downside. Where do we go with this now? I think it's up for next week. Take that off. Don't do that anymore. It's funny. That's where it pulled right off this level. Hmm. Wow, those poor 50s and 61s. Oh, he's stuck in the baby trap. Hold on one sec. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, so the baby trap is basically like a plastic bin. He can get in, but he doesn't. His legs aren't long enough to get out of it yet. So we call it the baby trap. It's just sitting in the hallway. We had to get a baby gate because he was getting to the point where he knew how to move it. He's like, oh, this is gonna trap me. I'm just gonna move it. So we have a baby gate now, so it's in the hallway. But he likes to get in it and ride around in it. Like we push him around like it's a car. So you know that's his thing. But here. Somebody's a little bit tired. So Kip's new thing is he's now waking up at 5:40 or 5:30 ish. Yeah, he wakes up at 5:30 now. Wants to eat and then wants to go back to sleep at 7. But I don't let him go back to sleep because I'm trying to break him of this waking up at 5:15 thing. So yeah, he's a little bit more volatile in the morning. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Melissa working from home next week because I'm gonna be like, he's yours. I don't care. You got a call. He's all yours. Anyway, your yen probably continues to rise. If you look at it, there's no real sellers over here. There's a few at this 23.6 where we're sitting right now. But for the most part, this one, once it finds its trend today, again, with the European traders out, it should just continue to ride the yen. Right now, it looks like the yen pair is going to be weak across the board. So without any real big sellers, I think we let this one tear back up again. For Sunday night, maybe we shoot for the 50%. It's spent a lot of time there, but it was a decent push off of it. Um, so again, maybe we look for something up in here. Um, that 141, 10-ish range, right? Um, for a potential for Sunday. I mean, that requires about a 78 pip move. Obviously, you can trend today. So, but right now, there's no real setups on this one either. Pound, look at this one. So, as you can see, we kind of a lot of chop back and forth. I wouldn't say this one is really great either way. You can see the 50% got hit, and again, we talked about being artificial levels. It's a pretty nice little artificial level yesterday morning. And then really all it did was kind of just grab back again, and we're kind of just stuck. So you cannot hit all the buttons. You could not hit all the buttons. Here, want this one? There we go. Little Angel, is this yours? Is this your jam today? Um, I would say this one continues to deteriorate. We're seeing pound weakness across the board. The pound data was not great. Again, dollar strength is something that is pretty much assured. Um, So I would assume that this one continues to come lower. Now, areas where how far are we going to move today? I would say watch this level of basing right here. Now we have hit it. And again, this was the old 23.6 level down here at 102.60. It's hit it again. There's 3 hits right there. There's 1, 2, 3. So 4 typically is where we have a problem. If it comes down and starts basing, then yes, look for a continued push to the downside. Um, let's see what that consumer confidence data was. Yeah, so 66. So it came in better than expected, which should give us some more dollar strength today. And inflation, inflation expectations was 4.2 versus what 3. People are looking at this and saying inflation is going to go up, as well as their sentiment was even higher. So again, even more reason for the dollar to get some strength. So yeah, I probably comes down, bases around here, and then continues to go lower. I don't know. I don't know that there's a trade that's worth it today in this one. Again, there's going to be a lot of chop back and forth. But again, I would say bearish sentiment on this one. Going into next week, I also think bearish sentiment. It just, you know, pound's got problems. I don't think the pound, they raised it last time. I don't think they have many more. And we know that the U.S. has a couple more in there. So, again, bearish sentiment on this one. No real trade setup for today. Again, we can even run something small to see if there's any like small hidden things. Not really. Stop. We're not going to use it to smash the keyboard. You'll go in the other room. So yeah. Again, it's already running those buyers. So the 50 is probably going to break. The 61 is going to be the big question, and it's been there 3 times. So nothing I'd be looking for on a Friday afternoon. Just not worth it. Pound yen. Okay. How about that movement? Right, straight down. Again, we were talking about the pound being weak for their news. So there you go. There's your up, and then news came out and then went straight down. So what? What do you want? Just watch this. Just sit here. Just sit here, buds. Now he wants to play on the microphone too. Again, this is the same yen weakness we're seeing on everything. Pull that off the 78 was hit. Start out of that one. I think I'm looking at this level here. No, that's coffee. You cannot have that. You absolutely cannot have coffee. This is my coffee. For many more reasons, you cannot have that. That will mess up our whole day. I know you're probably thirsty. I know, but you're not having coffee. Here, want some of this? Here, you have this. No. Yeah, you just want my coffee. I think again, the first area I'd be willing to do some selling. Let's pull these off so you can see it. It would be somewhere up here around where the news came in at. The 159.40-ish level, probably a little bit. Again, this one went off at 159.31. I'd wait for it to come back up. Go for the confirm level. Actually, the confirm level's there. Yeah, so 159.40, right? Again, if we push up to here for Sunday night, this is for me a probable entry on Sunday night. Sunday would be right there. Then get down. Here, get down. But you're still not getting my coffee. Here. Here. You're still not getting Dudley's coffee. Yeah. That's all we got. Nothing else. You're sitting right in the middle of the range. The news is already out. Nothing you can do with this one. Dollar CAD. Big movement to the downside, as you would expect. Again, the CAD data today was really, really good. Way out of what it ordinary should be. Again, very, very strong move. I would expect a bit of a retracement now. I'm just extending this across. You can see the last confirmation down here. This is one we talked about on Wednesday. The 133.55. I'm sorry, 133.53. That's what we cranked in here. So right now it is kind of in a parabolic retracement type setting. Again, this was a pretty easy one to look at. There's not a whole lot stopping this one. And again, this is continued dollar strength coming in. Obviously the profit taking, it's fighting right now, and we got to get through this 1030 reversal, but big, strong data down. And we should see a reversal back up again. Again, this is kind of one of those strong scenarios, right? This is very strong data for CAD, but this is also very strong data for the dollar. So, question is, can this sentiment being people expecting this, is this stronger than this? The profit taking from the CAD should run its course quicker. So that's what I'm saying. As we roll into the day, it should start to tear back up again. But this is very, very strong data. Dropping to 5 from 5.1 and then 15, you're adding a 0. Yeah, it's a lot. So we'll see. Yeah, not much else you can do this right now. And again, these are the same levels. We just extend them across. You can see this is where, again, touch. We'd expect it to break. There's the bigger one. This was your 11 p.m. last night, right? Going into the news today. So, again, nice movement. Top of the curve, back down to the bottom of the curve. All right. Dollar Swiss. All right, so dollar Swiss. There was our Harry Potter from the other day. We'll take this one off. Take that alert out because obviously it's triggered at this point. Let's see. We're having some problems with this one right now. So I was wondering. I don't like this zone a lot. So I was like wondering why we're having the drama there. So I would say this one most likely is going to fail. Again, we've hit it, pushed back down, hit it, and we're forming a base. Hit it again. The highs are there. So this zone is pretty much, I would assume that it's dead at this. There's the remote control. Here's the remote control. We've been looking for this. been looking for this. Yeah. Somebody can nap soon. It's been at the 618 level. It's had its opportunity. It's not going to last much longer. Look for it to go much higher. I think right now we look for this to come back up to 92.77. There is Swiss news next week, which again I think the Swiss news would be a nice little market mover. It is again it's CPI. It's first thing in the morning. So again, CPI is always going to be a good one, specifically for something like the Swiss. So I kind of like this one to rally up. I'd like to see the CPI getting a little bit out of hand. Again, it's expected to be much better than it was last time. People are expecting that. What if it comes in at like a 0.8 or a 1.0, right? If we rally up and it's a 1.0, again, that is a very, very strong, buy for the Swiss. So again, shorting dollar Swiss. Again, that is marking off Monday. What time is it? Monday at 2:30. Right there. So keep that on your radar. Dollar Swiss. I'm sorry, dollar yen. So yeah, funny enough, we haven't been able to break the 132. We came back down and grabbed these buyers at 131 or 130.12. We ended up kind of tagging them, and again, look at this, right? Up. Didn't quite make it all the way up. I wish we made it 132, but came down to 130 and back at 131. So again, we're seeing the same yen weakness that we're seeing on all the other currency pairs right now. Not much we can do with it because of kind of where the news was. If you really want to get into something, there is probably a short sitting up here at 131.60. It's got about 50 pips to go, and this would coincide with like an end of the day rally, right? Now you're seeing a bit of a rally right now. We got 2 in the green now versus what we had before. So, yeah, there may be a reversal at the end of the day. Kind of having something coming right now, but we're doing, the markets are doing okay. They're not doing bad. It's nice to see them kind of trying to rally back. So they're trying to get that feel good Friday, but could we turn real quick is the question. I think that's the big question out there. Oil. All right, so oil. You can see oil did come up to the 78, and again, I don't like the 78.6. It's not my jam, but James likes it. Maybe because oil likes it, right? Oil tends to do pretty well with the 78.6. I personally don't like it. I don't think it holds as much, especially when there's no confirmation. But we did have that zone drawn. We talked about 80.21. Looks like it made it to 80.33 was the high. So again, not a bad little. There you go. It's already out. Especially with that spike up there, that 3 o'clock spike. And we know what the 3 o'clock spike was. That was the comments out of Russia. So again, it was kind of a parabolic move. Slice through too small zone, which again, something like, cutting supply. And again, there's a 78. So, I mean, you've already had the short off of that one. That one did get touched. It was this one. Yeah, so we'll pull those. That's what it ran off of. All right, so that trade is out. As far as the 80.21 goes, I would say this is actually probably a decent level for next week as well. It's kind of a weird position, right? Obviously, one of the producers cutting, obviously a big deal. Plus, you tuck that in with the CAD data. What? No, you cannot have that. Here, you can have this. You can have that, but you cannot have that pliers. Hold on, I gotta move my coffee before it gets knocked over. I think the trade is done at this point, guys. Again, the oil market does close early today. I think it does close up in the green today, but I think next week when we start talking about whatever again, this is Russia's comment. I would not be surprised if there is a counterplay to this or some type of counter of this at all, talking about how somebody else will increase supply or something else will happen that leads us to kind of turn and roll back down. I think there's another headline coming. So again, the short's already been in and retraced halfway back again. I think this continues to push down. Would not be surprised, actually, if it closes back down here at the 78 today, if it just continues to push to the downside. So, again, was unable to predict the cut, but again, it's a very standard, parabolic retracement, and we had drawn the zone at 80.21, like Tuesday, something like that. Pretty easy. Now, natural gas, I'm pissed at. So, natural gas, yesterday, it went all the way up, and then we had this huge push down. Like, we needed to avoid this bit, right? This is the bit we needed to avoid. Now, you can see the targets are hit. We talked about coming down here, tagging these targets. It's pulled back to the 78, so we can remove that. I don't really care. And again, Yesterday morning, it found that bottom. It's like, yes, touch it, touch it, touch it. Here we go. And then again, it found those buyers in there and kind of pushed back up a little bit. So we're back at the 250 mark, which again, maybe it's wishful thinking that we get down to two. I was like, come on, we can do two. We can do two. We can do two. And it was, I mean, again, here's your Friday to Sunday. I said down for the week again. So, I mean, right now, if we were to close, that's what it looks like for this week. It's not as strong as what we had before, but yeah, that's what we were looking for. Actually, I'm sorry. That was over the last 2 weeks. We're kind of right here. We're kind of flat right now. This one day, Tuesday, just messed this up for me completely. Yeah. So again, we're basically we're dead flat. And we'll get the two eventually, but right now, again, for natural gas, again, if it's unable to rally off of kind of the statements that Russia has made, um, I think this one probably tumbles again. And again, we'll look to see what the area is. No, don't touch that. Um, no, you can want all you want. You're not getting that. So 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think look for when that comes in, look for a nice little drop. So we'll see. It probably tears over and ends at like 240 today. Where I'm assuming we're going to end. So gold, look at gold. So yeah, we talked about these trades. Actually, this one hit here, multiple times across the board. We'll remove it now. Let's see. Pull that off that bottom. We can adjust this bottom a little bit. There's the new bottom, and the 61 still probably good. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we broke a little bit of a pullback. Let's see. All right. No. Here, you gave me this thing. You have like the attention span of like a fruit fly. I swear. Yeah. Watch Johnny. Or is this JoJo? I don't know who this is. Is this Johnny or JoJo? Yeah. There you go. He's trying to position himself so he can go to sleep. But like the switch on. Take care, Ty, buddy. Thanks for joining today. All right. So again, right now, gold. Again, we have highs coming. Getting lower. There's your piece right there. Again, I think it comes down. We had already hit the first target for the week. The second one was down at 1845. It's got $20. I don't know if we're gonna have any more news today to be able to get it, but the consumer sentiment numbers were good. The inflation going higher. Again, that's kind of what I think is messing with gold right now. But you can see not a lot of movement in the overnight. Europeans sent it down, then 530 reversed it back up. We're at that like kind of initial push. So it's up 0.27, but not really a major mover right now. And again, I think it's going to run into sellers there as well as right here. So I don't think either one of these is really necessarily a great setup for Friday. The market does close early, but look for this one to. Bubba, what are you doing now? Look for this one to probably turn and roll slightly lower. So again, they're going to keep raising. They're going to keep fighting inflation. Any more talk next week about how we are a little bit restrictive should help send this continue further, but not enough news today, really. Silver, same thing. Look at all the chop back and forth. And again, even with that data out there, it looks like it's up huge, 1.1, but it's not really. It's just because yesterday morning the peak was down low. It's about to get real flat. Well, from the close, from where we were yesterday, this is where we were yesterday. Right there is 10:30. So we're at the exact same spot we were yesterday at this time. It's going to run into the same things. We have some sellers coming in right in there, right? If you're going to draw a box on that one, you could say, hey, listen, there's some sellers right there. And you can see it's chopping back and forth. I don't think it changes trajectory too much. We talked about 22 being an area where we're probably going to end up around, and we're close. We're 22.17. If we pull back it all down, you can see we're going to get sucked into this 22 mark. So, and not much we can really trade with it. It's not really, is what it is, guys. There's no real major market news for it today. So, again, if you were trading this one, it's pretty much over. Apple, again, it's been straight up since the close yesterday. Tesla, kind of the exact opposite, a little bit down. Oh, by the way, there was comments. Elon really likes the new Samsung phone, right? He told Apple they need to pick it up. I thought that was pretty funny. How about it doesn't work that way? Your feet are not for touching the tablet. Here, watch a little bit. Look at the baby penguins there. But yeah, so Elon, fan of Samsung S23 Ultra. He likes it. He likes it. So just getting it out there. So there's where Tesla's moving. So let's see. VIX, a little bit of a pop. The news is out now, so this one is a little bit delayed. It should kind of roll back down. Dollar, basically flat. We talked about being able to break through this level, and it's trying. It's trying, right? That selling is coming in. So Let's see what we got with the yes. Again, it's at 0.11, but it's basically been straight up since the open. So let's drop this down to a 15, see if there's anything at the open. Um, blah, 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 what? I know. You want something, but you don't know what you want. I know. I know. Um, Unfortunately, guys, look at this one. 915 candle is green. It's not really in a tested zone. It's a very minor one. And again, here's the peaks from the overnight. So definitely not an opening print. I mean, it did kind of kick up at 9:30 to here, right? And then kind of came back and grabbed this level, right? Um, I don't know. You may have been able to trade a continuation on that one. I don't know. As far as opening print goes, that's not a trade setup. You're just not sitting in a zone. You kind of needed it to come back down to this level, and I guess if you would have ran this in the overnight, did it confirm off there? Not really. It confirmed there. Kind of a big zone, so maybe you took this one long from that level. Because again, it's the top of the candle here, and there's your two confirmations. So I guess it did, but that's 10. That's not opening, so not quite the same. So maybe you guys got something off of this one if you were super conservative. Yeah, not ideal. You were, even though the 915 was green, there's nothing really over here to be able to take a sell off of. So not really an opening print. So NQ. Wow, look at the choppiness of this one. 915 was green, and then again, obviously the 930 was red. But same thing. The 845 had pushed above, so yeah, it's green, but there's not really an area to sell from. This one did pull down at least into this level, and again, confirmation was here, so I would say that's probably your best looking trade right now. And again, 10 o'clock, it's already out. It's very, very fast. Um, Again, there was your overnight, and there was your confirmation. There's your space, and there's your confirmation. So yeah, I mean, this is more of a news trade. It's not an opening print. Again, news came out at 10. It opened here, went down, and grabbed it and took off. So that was one you could have traded. Again, you're looking for that overnight confirmation, and then YM. Um, Same thing. Green was here, but we were already above kind of where the zone was. So, and again, not enough room to run before the other side. It did pull back. It did the same type of pullback, not to the bottom, but there was no confirmation for it. So YM was not as clean. And again, all that choppiness was because of the consumer sentiment number. So, not an opening print either on YM. Just there was not an entry where it was at. And then Russell, look at this one. Clink, 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 clink. And we're back up at top again. And again, we're sitting in the area of sellers right now. So, 915 is red. Yeah, not even a zone to trade off of. Yeah, I think this is what we're running into right now. Right, those guys. Right. And again, is this fresh? No. Right here, here, here. So kind of risky. Right, kind of risky. So yeah, I mean, as far as opening print goes, none of these really qualify. NQ kind of had the best setup. It had been a little confirmed test in the overnight that pulled back down for news. Ow, ow, ow. YM, it pulled back, but not to a decent level, and then Russell was all over the place. Not really a pullback, but it's in an area of sellers right now. So, yeah, if we start to turn and roll, this is where it looks like it's going to. Here, then get down. Here, go. Get down. Go ahead. So, yeah, none of these are really great. They are all in reversal areas right now. So, let's see. Is there selling? Nah, it's a little bit. It's a little bit past. There is this though. Yeah, there's this little bit right here. So, I would say no. You stop crying. So obviously it's meltdown time. But it doesn't work with that right here. Stop. I can't wait till he's past the crybaby phase. I cannot wait. Fingers are crossed. Fingers are crossed. Yeah, so ES is at a reversal spot right now. You can see that, this also at a level right now where we should start seeing reversing coming in. You can see that YM also at a level. Again, here's a bit of a confirmed level sitting right there, and that's also what we're running into. And then Russell. So we're kind of at reversal levels for everything. It is right at 10:30 right now. So if we are going to see a morning reversal, now is when it's going to happen. Why would it reverse? Probably because of the consumer sentiment and the inflation. Because again, this kind of not dictates, but it kind of shows the Fed that, hey, listen, everybody's really, really, again, sentiment is going up, and they think inflation is going to be worse than what we're actually seeing right now. So that's a go for us. Again, I don't know why the market still questions whether or not they're going to raise interest rates, but that's what we're seeing. So that's it. Again, a couple of minutes before 10:30, but that's all there is today. Again, a lot of the movements, again, are just they're slowing down because again the news is out. Hold on, what's Waller speaking at? Maybe Global Interdependence Center Conference in California. Well, maybe this may be your reversal time. This may be your reversal catalyst right here. Waller speaking, right? If all these kind of come up and they hang for the next hour, Waller starts talking about how inflation's still too great. We need to, we're not even at restrictive. We need to continue to go, and gives us a really kind of glossy outlook. There's your catalyst for every single one of these to reverse, right? If they already haven't by the time Waller started speaking. So yeah, that could be your catalyst. Again, Waller could have the ability to move it today. So we'll see. All right, let's go ahead and do the drawing for today. We got 5 of you guys in. Ty did not get in today. Look at that. Ty was here. Didn't get in. Ernest is not in. Who else? Is Ernest here today? I don't even know. Oh, yeah, he's here. He's waiting to that last little bit every time. Eki doing Marina? No. Oh, Eki's in. I was like, wait a second. Where's our and Will? All right. So, all right. Ernest has got about 30 seconds, and I'm closing this one down. Ty didn't do it today. Oh, now you're happy? Yeah, now you're happy. I was like, I'm gonna steal this one too. All right, I gave him his chance. He's not in. He's probably having problems again. He'll mess with me. He'll be like, it did it again. Nero's kicking me out right when he knows I want to enter. Every time. Maybe, you know what? Maybe after he had the sound problems. Maybe he didn't come back after that because he didn't talk today. So I don't know. All right, let's do the winner. Winner of today's drawing is, and again, it is fresh, so everybody's fresh again, but it is 50 because I missed yesterday. So winner of today's drawing is Debbie. Debbie takes it. Debbie gets that 50 at the very, very end. Leaderboard, let's give Debbie her 50. There we go. All right. So, like I said, today, Waller may have some movement there. I'm assuming it's just going to kind of level things out. Nothing tomorrow. There will be a headline. I do expect there to be somebody talking about increasing production because Russia is lowering production. I wouldn't be surprised if the United States was like, we're going to increase production too, right? To make up for it, right? We're going to replace Russia. But this CPI Monday morning should, be a nice little kind of send off. So, again, I think Monday morning we'll probably have some decent trade setups. Again, Euro group meetings, and then no real, U.S. based data out there at all. So, yeah. So it is what it is. Again, Sunday night, I do think we'll have some interesting setups too, based off of what we're seeing right now, just because of headlines. With that said, I didn't end up keeping my chips on Fridays. He's like, I'm not messing with Eki. He knows about Eki. All right, so you guys have a great weekend. Everybody be safe. Enjoy yourself. Do your homework this weekend. Look for those Sunday night trade setups, and I'll see you back. And again, I will be here on the morning unless I get whatever the boys have with their 103 fever. But I feel like 103 is more dangerous for adults. I feel like I'll get much dumber versus 103 for kids is like, yeah, it's just 103. Give them some meds. They'll be fine. But yeah, Melissa will be back, and she's definitely not going to the office on Monday. She is taking the baby. So have a great weekend. I'll see everybody. Again, apologize for having to miss it a little bit this week. Single dad with 4 kids. Two of them sick. Actually, I guess 4 of them sick now, or 3 of them sick. Asher's holding firm. It's definitely been a little bit more challenging here, but I'm glad I got on today. And again, I'll catch you guys Monday back at our regularly scheduled time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys then. Take care.